Hi, everybody. I'm Holly Claire with the Social Media Advisor. I am so excited today because I get to bring to you a very special person in my life. And before I do introductions, I want to let you know that she has joined our tribe in Social Power Program, which is our online e-learning support system for helping women and men get through barriers, fears that they might have with social media, challenges that they're having getting content out there. And she supports women in a lot of different ways. I want to introduce you to Betsy Clark. Welcome, my friend.
Hi there.
Hi. So it's important what you do because there's a lot of issues out there with confidence, clarity, and understanding who we really are as women in our place in the world. Tell me a little bit about a high level of how you serve, who you serve.
Well, first, thanks, Holly. I'm thrilled to be here today, and it's just fun to be able to connect with you today. So, I've been an entrepreneur for a long, long time, and I love hanging with entrepreneurs, and I'm drawn to entrepreneurs because they're possibility thinkers. And so I work with entrepreneurs who want to up-level and really kind of get out of their own way. And I do it through the modality of mindset. What have you set your mind to? And are you setting your mind to the right things? And in that process of understanding what's right with you, what's right about you, I believe we can increase women's confidence, help them with their clarity, and it builds into a place where they can be really courageous and go out and do life in a pretty bold fashion and a really fun fashion.
Yes. Bold and fun all at the same time. I mean,
courageous and confident, all that stuff.
That's so important because going through our daily life, we aren't necessarily taught how to be bold and fun and confident at the same time.
What would it look like to be truly you in your business and playful and an expert and powerful and influential and making an impact and making money? I mean, do you understand why it's all about living into the grace of and?
That is powerful. I'm listening to you give your ands, and I'm like, and I want more, and I want more, and I want more.
Aren't you just kind of leaning in? It's like, oh, yeah, I want more of that. I'll have what he's having.
Yes, please. Hook a sister up. Yeah. So what drives you to serve women in the way that you do about confidence, being bold, having fun, making money all at the same time?
Okay, so here's the truth. And most of us as coaches coach to what we have needed. Right? So I'm showing my slip here. I bought my first business when I was 23 years old. I was right out of college. I bought a franchise. I did not know what I was doing. And I have worked to become the woman I needed 41 years ago. So for those of you that are doing the math, yes, I'm 64 years old.
64 years young.
Yeah, 40 years young. Thank you. Today's my 97th birthday. Come on. So I mean, I think I've got, another 30 years of business ahead of me, at least, if not 40.
Easy. So when we got to start our conversation about doing this session together and sharing with people about confidence, what are you encountering? What do you see often?
Honestly, because I don't know how to do anything but shoot from the hip. We have a lot of secrets. And it causes us to play a smaller game because of all the stories we get around our secrets. And the truth of the matter is, when we have those conversations that are safe, and really we have to have wisdom to not be so transparent that we're sharing everything, But in those environments where someone will hold space and grace for you, to be honest with yourself, we realize we're not alone.
Hmm.
You know, there are times when each one of us, our confidence is dinged. And where do we go? And what are the tools? Like a weeble wobble, you punch it down and it bounces right back. And teaching women resiliency and courage and being so clear on what their unremitting purpose is, having clarity around the vision, the why, that they can't help themselves. It's this unremitting purpose that won't go away. And you realize you can't let it die inside. And that's what I'm about, is helping women excavate and dig deep and own that and access their inner swagger. Come on, we were told, be humble. Well, you know what? Come on. A little inner swagger is a beautiful thing.
It really is. And, we're told all the time you can't do that.
Right.
What makes you think you can do that?
Well, be humble and don't be arrogant and be noble and don't have desires and don't have dreams and all that stuff. And I'm saying, you know what? Own it.
Yeah. So what can someone expect when they work with you? What does that whole process look like?
Gobs of fun.
Yes.
Lots of fun. I have a couple of different packages. What I absolutely love is I have a VIP program, and it's the VIP stands for a vision informed process. It's like, oh, well, what does that mean? And so it's a condensed, because I find that a lot of women are really busy. And you want to marry me for the next 4 years and do a coaching program with me? And fine, I'll do that. Well, I won't marry you, but I will be involved and committed in a long-term relationship in coaching. But there's some of us, it's like, come on. Give me the juicy, meaty stuff now. And then let's work on accountability later. But I have an 8-week program where we go through, what are your strengths? What's right with you? What are the juicy tidbits that you can't see because you're trying so hard to be humble and not, be a braggart and all that sort of stuff. But what's right about you? Because we're so subjective. Everywhere we go, there we are. We don't know how a room changes when we walk in. We don't understand how the room changes when we leave, because we're us. Doesn't everyone think that way? And no, they don't. So what's unique about you? Let's leverage that. Let's help you get clear and clean on what your vision is, so that in those moments when you're kind of doubting, is this real? Is this really what I'm supposed to do? This vision is what drafts you. It calls you forward through those bumps and lumps in your path, right?
Yeah.
And it's based on your values. What matters to you? How do you want to be? What's your beingness? That's what your values are. How you be.
How you be. Well, and I love that too, because, in dealing with people through social media and the challenges that they have with getting online, sharing their story and owning their greatness is really all around the things that people have thrown at us and the mean girls on our shoulder that always tell us we can't do what we've envisioned. We don't really know what our true purpose is. We don't value ourselves enough to be bold and confident and own our story. And really understanding how your story has played into where you are today is crucial, because every experience that you've ever had in your past has prepared you for something today, right? And what does that even look like? And you're so right. There's secrets. We live a life in front of other people. We live a life behind closed doors, and those secrets can really damage us.
Oh, they can take us out.
Yeah.
They can take us out.
I have goosebumps sitting here thinking about it. I love the fact that you've joined as a Power Tribe member, and for the members of the online e-learning program and the accountability, Betsy's going to be able to really talk you through some different things, such as dealing with the mind monkeys,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what does that even look like? Who are they? Right? looking at your present and your futures through that kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many paths that can lead us in different directions, so many choices to make. And when you look at the world through a kaleidoscope, everything looks a little bit different.
Right. And once you have that shift, the whole picture changes when you think about a kaleidoscope. And the truth of the matter is, once that picture shifts, you can't go back. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You're still staying true to who you are, but your mental picture changes. And that's what gives us the impetus, the strength, and the wherewithal to keep taking the next best step. It's leveraging your best self.
It really is. And, I've told you before that if I played Scrabble with you, you would always win because you've got the the most verbose vocabulary ever. It's so beautiful. I am constantly hearing people say, I'm just not going to do this thing because it's a distraction from something else, or I'm just not going to do this because I don't have the patience for it. I don't understand it. It's overwhelming. And I feel like you see that as people are going through their life, going through different transitions. What do you say to that challenge?
Well, first thing, because I'm a bit of a word nerd and I do love Scrabble, and I was raised on Scrabble, so I would think I would give you a run for your money, for sure.
I'm pretty sure you would.
Holly, I really kind of want to poke a hole in what you just said, because it's what we all say. We say just all the time.
Yes.
And you said just like 3 times, 4 times when you pitched that question.
Intentionally.
I know you did. And it was such a lob for me. And I appreciate that, because when we say just, we minimize.
Yeah.
It's like but. I really would ask that we stop saying but and just, because we negate what we've just said. We minimize it. We diminish it. We devalue. And my estimation, God is just. And that's the way we use the word just. That's my little editorial there. But honestly, using just is a disempowering word if we think about it.
Yeah.
Because what you're going through isn't a just. It's your reality. It's your perceived reality. How do we draw and draft you to a greater reality based on who you are and what you say you want?
Well, and then there's the whole conversation about comparison, the FOMO of everything. FOMO, for those of you who don't know, is fear of missing out. And I should be in this room. I should be at that party. I should be doing this. I should be. You've said to me before, Holly, can you stop shoulding yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shooting all over yourself. I mean, not just shooting yourself, but all over yourself.
So true.
So teaching women how to love their decisions until they no longer love their decisions, and then they pivot. And then you love your decisions until you no longer love your decisions. We get paralyzed to not make decisions because, well, what if it's the wrong decision? Well, what if it is? I give you permission to change your mind. I was told you can't change your mind. I mean, you decide and you stick to it because you're a woman of integrity and you're a woman of your word. Well, you know what? I'm here to give you permission. Make a decision with the information you have at hand, the best decision that serves you best, to weigh and measure. But that's why knowing your values matters. That's the filter and the grid to stay authentic and true to who you are. I mean, it's like leaders make good decisions quickly. You want to be a better leader? Become a better decision maker. And if you don't like your answers, ask better questions.
Oh,
I'm on a tear today. Sorry.
You're right on target.
Wound up.
I love it. It's so true. We stand in our own ways. We put little boxes around every perceived perception that we should have. And if we're just in our own space, someone asked me, they said, why do you use so many colors in your brand? And I'm like, because it's fun and it's part of me, and I don't want to be in my own way. I want to be the adult child that I am, so I can authentically be there to serve my people in a fun way, right? And I look at that, and I'm hearing what you're saying with really loving and owning yourself in order to be able to serve others, right?
Well, it's the term I use is accessing your inner swagger.
I like the swagger.
I love it. I weeble wobble. My head's just sort of going like this, but really, it's our inner swagger. It's that little bit of sass. Mm-hmm. And everybody's sass looks different, and everyone's inner swagger looks different. But when it's you being true to you, it's sweet.
Hmm. I'm just going to sit in that for a second, because it's sweet, it's precious. And, being a mom of teenagers, raising them to the point where they are in that sweet swagger of sassiness while being themselves. And it is okay. It is okay to be in that place and be confident about it, because you are your only you.
Absolutely. And I think the word you've used that's really important is be. Be. Who do you be?
I'm using that hashtag right meow. Hashtag who do you be is showing up on the screen. Right meow.
Who do you be? Yeah, I like that one.
We should use that.
I'm going to do that one. Who do you be? I mean, we're called human beings. Mm. We're not human doings. We're not human havings. We're human beings. How do you be? Who do you be? When do you be? You always be you, always.
Always.
That's my intention, is to teach women it's okay to be you.
I love that. Folks, if you want to get connected to Betsy Clark, you can look her up on Facebook, LinkedIn, all sorts of different channels. You can find her on Google, Betsy Clark LLC, Coach to Strengths, all sorts of yumminess. She does videos on YouTube on a weekly basis, talking about different ways to get through confidence and challenges and experiences that people have allowed her to be able to share, so that we can all get value from it. And I'll tell you what, if she was sitting here right in front of you, she'd be handing you a card that says, this is your grace card. And because we all do need to give ourselves a little bit of grace. And in all of it, connect with her, explore some of her videos. I know you will resonate with the stuff she talks about. And if you've not connected yet to socialpowerprogram.com, please do so, because in addition to the training I've got these amazing experts that really pour in value to everyone that's in there. And, I get the opportunity to talk to Betsy a couple times every month, and it feeds my soul so deeply, because, we have challenges, and we can paint a smile on our face and walk through our day and get home, and then it's all gone. But what if you could live in a space where you were really having joy in each moment and being present with people, and not just painting a face and putting on a mask and trying to appear confident? Especially as entrepreneurs, that we look at everyone else's middle to our beginning, and we have assumptions. And you know what they say about assumptions? You just don't want to assume. Let's just put it that way. Because if you spell it out, you know where I'm going. Don't live in assumptions. Don't make your start or your middle someone else's middle or end, because that's not where you are today. And it's okay to own that you're not confident. It's okay to own that you're not at a place where you value who you are and what your purpose really is here. And to discover what that is and really break through some of those challenges is one of the reasons why I love Betsy So if there's one thing somebody could take away from today, what would be the one juicy nugget that you'd want to share?
Okay, so it's going to be a run-on sentence because it's two thoughts.
Okay.
So what I love about this community that you've created is you have experts that the women in this community can lean into until they can believe what we believe is true about them, because we do see your potential, we see your strength, we see your beauty, we see what's before you. And until you can own that yourself, you can lean on these experts. And to add on to assuming, the word I use is assumicide. And assumicide kills relationships, dreams, and our vision. So please, if you're listening, don't get sucked into assumicide. Keep the dream alive. Keep your vision alive. Keep your relationships intimate and alive. Because at the end of the day, that's what's matters. That's what matters.
Ah, so good. Thank you for sharing, Betsy. I cherish you. I appreciate the time that you've taken to be with all of us today. And, you know, as I always say, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So let's do that today. Let's stop assumiciding and put on that hat of joy, and let's try to find those moments that we can really appreciate. Betsy, I cherish you. I could talk to you all day. Viewers, thank you so much for joining, whether you watched it live or are going to watch later. I appreciate you. Please comment below. We'd love your feedback. We'd love for you to hear from Betsy and connect to Betsy. And how about let's be awesome in all things we do today. I appreciate you dearly.
Ooh, I love you.
Love you too. Have a great day, my friends.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay there.
Yeah.